I just finished watching the Man of Fire series on Netflix. All 7 episodes, and I can't lie to you. It's a good series, but for about the first 4 episodes, I thought the main character was John Jones. Yeah, this John Jones. I thought the main character was the former UFC light heavyweight and heavyweight champion of the world, fam. The GOAT, the greatest of all time. I thought he was the main character. Good show, it was good, but that's what I was thinking. So, you know what I'm saying? It was just two jokes. Like, to give you a bit of context, if you don't know like what the show's about, the main character is called John Creasy. He used to be a part of the CIA. You know, he was a very good special agent, and they actually gave him his own team to manage. And that's where you see him first. We see him managing his team in Mexico City. It's a routine mission, everything's going good. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, boom, 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 the facility that they're guarding gets raided by the Mexican cartel. They come in, they take out a couple of his guys, and they take the rest of them. They try and take out John Creasy, but he's able to defend himself. He defends himself, takes out a couple of these Mexican cartel peoples. He runs back to the CCTV room, and he sees on camera his teammates basically get taken out by the Mexican cartel. That, you know what I'm saying, gone, finished. From that day on, he's just been suffering with PTSD, struggling, taking pills every day, waking up, screaming, can't deal with his life. He turns into an alcoholic. He ends up working in a warehouse. And that's his routine every single day, the same stuff, then the cycle repeats. And then one day he decides that he can't take it anymore. He decides to drive his car into a wall, boom, pitch black. Then he wakes up in the hospital and we just see him completely damaged and injured. And this all happened within like the first 10 minutes. So already I was like, bro, heavy stuff, immediately captivated. He gets a second chance though. One of his sergeants that he used to work with back in the CIA or the army or whatever, he comes in and he says, yo, they told me not to worry about you, or some cliche shit like that. You know, I can't stop worrying about you, John. You're better than this, man. You was the best that I've ever had. Best I ever had. Best I ever had. This isn't, he wasn't saying it in... Gay! You're better than this, John. I'm worried about you. Come to Brazil with me. He offers him a job in Brazil. So after he's healed from his injuries, they go to Brazil. It's all happy days, you know what I'm saying? I think he was only there for one night. And just when you think his life's turning around, at nighttime, boom, the building that they were staying at explodes in like some terrorist conspiracy shit. They knew that they were dealing with some terrorism shit, but they didn't expect it to be the building that they were staying at. That whole building gets completely wiped out, obliterated. That's when the story really begins, fam. John Creasy spends the rest of the series basically having to defend the daughter of the guy that brought him to Brazil because she was the only witness of the bombing. She saw the guy who actually was in charge of the bombing. And we don't know who's in charge of the bombing, but he has to basically defend her because everybody's trying to take her out. His plan is to take her to America.
Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America? America.
Every single time he tries to take her to America via plane or whatever, they get ambushed. Somebody tries to get them. So that's basically what the series is about. And honestly, it's a very good watch. I do recommend it. But there was a couple of things that I was like, I didn't really like about the series. There was a couple of things that I didn't really like. I had to kind of let slide. First one being the whole bag situation. So John Creasy, he suffers with PTSD. We understand that. We understand it's very traumatic. You're gonna lose sleep. I get that, but I don't understand why he's sleeping with a bag on his head. Like it's kind of weird. At first, you're thinking, oh, maybe it's because all the people in his team got unalived that way. They had bags over their heads and they were taken out like that. Yeah, that makes sense. But why does he have different color bags? Like, if that was the case, wouldn't you have the same color bag? Like, why is it different color bag, fam? Is the PTSD that he's suffering from coming from the fact that his whole team got taken out? Or was it the fact that the bags that they were wearing on their head wasn't cashmere silk or some shit? Because this guy had like some beige bag, bro. Like, he's color coordinating his trauma. His PTSD is an aesthetic for real, fam. He has to look good whilst he has PTSD. The second thing I'd say is the drunk soldier pipeline. Like, this guy is a drunken, alcoholic, PTSD soldier. Like, he hasn't served in like 4 years, right? He literally struggles to function properly. Then all of a sudden, bro, as soon as the building gets blown up and his sergeant gets taken out and his whole family gets taken out, all of a sudden he's just super soldier, fam. He knows what to do and everything. Like, people who have PTSD usually go to therapy or they, you know, meditate or some shit. And that's how they'll overcome it, if they even get to overcome it. But for John Creasy, all it took was a terrorist attack to overcome his struggle. And then he became the employee of the month. No joke, fam. The CIA was glazing this guy. In the 3 days that he was in Brazil, he managed to do more work and get more information than the CIA got in the months they were in Brazil investigating this whole situation. and all the terrorist attacks. Which is like, bro, what the Another thing was the fact that, like, I didn't really feel connected to the guy and his family, you know, because obviously, like, we're supposed to care that they got taken out and shit in the terrorist attack. Obviously, it's not a good situation, but we only met these guys for one dinner. Actually, tell a lie, it was 2 dinners. We saw these guys for 2 dinners, barely, and then all of a sudden, we're supposed to care about these characters, bro. Like, and what happened to them? It was really hard for me to care, and the only thing I was really worried about was if John Creasy would actually get paid for all the work he's doing out there. Would he even get his pension? Because the guy that brought him to the job, like, was taken out, fam. I don't know if he's gonna get paid. Is he doing free charity work? Like, what's going on? That was the main concern for me. Yeah. That brings us on to the character of Poe. Poe is jarring, fam. She is the daughter of the guy that got blown up in the building. R.I.P. to him still.
Rest in peace, my granny, she got hit by a bazooka.
R.I.P. to the whole family, even though we only got to see them for 2 dinners, bro. Okay, just 2 dinners. They didn't even finish their meal. We didn't even see them finish the plates, bro. And you expect us to care about it. Anyway, she is jarring, bro. Her life is consistently in danger, and all she could do is be ungrateful and complain. To be fair, she wasn't complaining all the time, but the fact that she's still complaining that John Creasy isn't spending time with her. John, why are you leaving me, John? Come on, man. Don't get rid of these guys. I'd rather you stay with me, John. Please. Like, I understand. You're scared for your life. But bro, John Creasy's trying to save your life. They are coming after you. They've ambushed you. He's jumped out of a moving car onto a plane to make sure you're safe. And you still have problems. You're still finding problems. How does that make sense? That's jarring. Anna as well, she makes John's life so much harder than it has to be. She was in the favelas, right? When she found out that people were looking for her, instead of staying put with a security guard, she decided to just run away. I understand. You're scared for your life. I get it. But why would you run away by yourself in a place that you don't even know? You're making John's life so much harder to look after you, fam. And her apparent security guard wasn't better. Leave-ro, that guy was hilarious as well, fam. I'm gonna be honest, I thought this guy was gay at first. Yeah, I thought he was gay, low-key. Because the way he was moving, his brother was trying to force him to be a part of the gang in the favela, but he was moving a bit, you know what I'm saying, LGBT. But it turns out, he might not be gay, he just might be shy with no riz. Because the way he was chatting to Poe, fam, oh my days, it was screaming friend zone. Do you get it? And you know it's bad when you're the only guy in the favela that speaks English. She's fearing for her life. This might be her last day. And she's still friend zoning you. That's tough, bro. All my days. But maybe he wasn't even trying to riz her up. Maybe he was just a bit shy and awkward. I don't know. The way they were praising this guy, though, but the whole favela, fam, the shit was hilarious, fam. They were praising this guy, Leave-ro, for being some sort of genius with a PhD just because he could speak some broken English. It wasn't even fluent broken English, fam. It was like broken English, fam. You know what I'm saying? But they were treating him like he was Albert Einstein or some other genius. You know, I found it hilarious as well how John Creasy was able to go to Brazil as an alcoholic with PTSD, on hella drugs, depression, whatever, yeah? But somehow within 3 days was able to do more work than the whole of the CIA combined in all those months. And as well, be able to be on the phone with the president of Brazil calling the shots. I found that hilarious. I was like, oh my days, this shit just makes Brazil look terrible, fam. Low-key, it was kind of giving me anti-Brazilian propaganda vibes, trying to make them look bad, but it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? This is a Netflix adaptation at the end of the day, fam. But like I said before, the main character looks exactly like John Jones. So it's kind of funny for me as a viewer to watch it and just see John Jones. Because not only do they look alike, they also have similar builds and the way they even be moving, like carrying themselves and fighting-wise. It's so similar, fam. Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, that's the guy that plays John Creasy. Shout out to him, he did a good job. But the way that he was fighting, I was like, bro, this is definitely some shit John Jones would be doing. If John Jones had to save the world, he'd save the world like this, exactly the same. Spoiler alert, there was literally one scene where John Creasy got a guy into an armbar and shot his head. I was like, this is ridiculous, fam. But overall, the series was cool, I enjoyed it. You know, the acting was pretty good. The acting was pretty decent from Yahya and the other people. So I can't even complain, fam. For me, I'd say it's like a solid 7.8 to 8.2 out of 10 for me, honestly, man. Because I really did enjoy the whole series. And apparently this was actually based on Denzel Washington's 2004 movie, Man of Fire. I didn't even know that existed. But now I'm gonna have to actually check that out and see which one's better, you know? Thank you for watching this video. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. And let me know in the comment section down below what your thoughts are about the series.